Hey everyone, and welcome to our review of Flash Season 3A. It's terrible. Plain and simple. How could they mess it up so bad? Season 1 and 2 of the hit series CW, The Flash, was a great show. I remember how interesting and exciting it was in Season 1. Nearly every episode, they explored the Flash's powers and he gained some new form of ability, like running up a wall or running on water. The action was way longer and done way better than the pathetic attempt of Season 3. But Season 3A was so boring, the characters had terrible stories, everyone was annoying, and the actual plot was retarded. It threw away everything we liked in Season 1 and 2.
I had a bad feeling after I heard that the CW would attempt at a Flashpoint storyline. In a world where there's no Aquaman, Batman, or Wonder Woman, that just made no sense to me whatsoever, and I knew it was going to be terrible. And then there's the awful villain in the Flashpoint universe, the Rival. My God, I think we're all sick. I can talk for anyone that is a fan of the CW, any of the CW shows. We're sick of the hero and villain's costumes being made of leather. Like in the first season of The Flash, his suit is supposedly fireproof, yet it's made of red leather. That just makes no sense to me whatsoever. And the villain, like the Rival, again, they make his morals and reasons the equivalent of a scrunched up piece of paper. Just because the Flash has to have a rival, and so I'll just call myself the Rifle. And his nose, he looks like something out of the old Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies. Oh my god. And why does he have 4 bloody ears? He looks like a goddamn elf. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Also, the action in Season 3 is, oh my gosh, it's so bad. We were just watching it the other day, and it was him running around and he was taking apart the pieces of the guy's motorcycle who like robbed this bank, and that was like the only action scene in the entire episode, let alone probably the first four episodes of Season 3. So compared to Season 1 and 2 where they had a cool tornado and he ran the other way, or when he ran up the building to save Iris, or countless other times of him just running and having these awesome slow-mo scenes where he dodges bullets and saves people. We just get these lazy, half-assed action scenes, and then whenever he comes back, it's just the same game, cooped up in this tiny lab just talking, the same thing, just dialogue, dry dialogue, them explaining the plot. Oh wait, there's another metahuman. Surprise, it's just a hologram and some fat nerdy kid. Whoop-de-doo. Also, another thing that really annoys us is how Barry never phases through walls or buildings, never runs on water, and throws lightning, probably the coolest ability in the show. I don't think Barry has thrown lightning since Season 2, Episode 6, when Zoom threw it back at him. Like, why introduce such a cool ability when they don't even put it in there? And also, so many plot holes. For example, in the Mirror Master episode, or perhaps the episode before, when Barry is waiting for a date, he says milliseconds are like seconds to him, seconds to minutes, minutes to hours, and so on. So why is that a normal human being can somehow surprise the Flash and push him in the mirror world? Another thing that happens probably throughout the entire series, and it's when Flash confronts a villain with normal speed, just basic human reaction, but with special powers. He runs up to them and talks to them for some reason with them, and he loses the advantage of his speed. For example, in the episode in Season 2 with Dr. Light, they track her down to a train station. Flash finds her, and instead of just sprinting at her and slowing down and just knocking her out, she would be unable to do anything, and he could just take her to the pipeline. He runs into her and says, "I'm gonna take you down." Same thing happens in the Mirror Master episode. Two speedsters, Jesse and Barry, find Mirror Master and his girlfriend and walk up to them and try some lame trash talk. It just discourages you from trying to enjoy and watch the show. I remember the day after every latest Flash episode, we would talk about it and discuss what we thought. And we were just letting it go, saying it's okay, and I still like it, I'm going to keep on watching it. But roughly after episode 6 with the metahuman villain Shade, are you kidding me? And they defeat him by turning the headlights of a car on, when they clearly explain he's a physical being who just vibrates and enters this shadow-like state. And then when we finally see Savitar, the next episode they barely talk about him. They just yank all the attention and dump it on Caitlin, aka Killer Frost. that was laughably bad. It's just so confusing to watch, and after that, we all started hating on it because it was so easy. Like, they spend 6 episodes setting up for Savitar, and then they don't even focus on him the 3 episodes after that. He just comes in, and then they keep on not showing him. They just cut to, I don't know, trying to make this subplot with Dr. Alchemy and his origin story, and then they access him through Dr. Alchemy. It just doesn't make sense, and then there's no real threat. He just kind of teleports, hurts Barry. We get little emotion. I remember a scene where Iris is watching through a screen Savitar absolutely destroy Flash, and she doesn't even change her face. She just looks and she's like, yep, that's the man I supposedly love nearly dying. Whatever. These are the things that really drag this show down.
Now, onto the newest character that the Flash has ruined, Wally West. Now, in the comics, Wally had actually become the Flash after the death, or the so-called death, of Barry Allen. And his Flash comic run was one of my favorites. He's probably my favorite, alternate Flash to Barry Allen. And everything about him was awesome. He was the fastest speedster of all time. And that's great. But in this show, they have completely ruined him. He is now just this whiny little girl who, for the first half of the season, he just whinges and complains that, oh, I had the ability to be fast, and then Barry went and made me lose it. Wham, 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 and whinges and cries and doesn't stop doing that until he almost kills himself by actually, getting his powers from Savitar. Could you be any more stupid and such a selfish prick? His father, you can see how much it hurt Joe. Although, yeah, Joe was a big character in the first couple of seasons, and now he's just sort of used as a plot device as well after the whole Flashpoint shenanigan. But Wally is just... he is absolutely rubbish. And I really hope if they're not kill him off, just get rid of him from the show somehow. By moving him to his own city in which he goes and does, be a hero on his own. I'd be absolutely fine with that, because this character we're stuck with is not entertaining whatsoever. He is just absolutely annoying. He is just really, headstrong. He goes out of his way to annoy anyone and everyone in the show. In conclusion, for Wally West, they have got one of the richest characters with source material, and they still somehow screw it up. Flash, I'm really disappointed that you screwed up one of my favorite characters from any and all of the Flash series. Screw you, CW.
Now, I'm going to talk about the Iris and Barry aspect of Season 3. I don't think I was the only one that was annoyed by this, that they spent nearly 2 seasons building up to this relationship, and then they just throw it away as soon as they get it, instead of, actually spending more time and exploring, because relationships are actually interesting if they're done very well, because there's so many books and movies, and it's just on relationships. So why couldn't they actually explore that and actually give us something we wanted that could actually help the Flash's character and give him better motives to run out and save people? Instead, we get these half-assed, lazy, boring dialogue scenes of just them talking for about 2 minutes each episode. It's just a giant waste.
Now, onto the worst part of Season 3. Cisco and Caitlin. My God. Caitlin has now just become this, probably the most retarded scientist on the planet. With her mother, who is also a scientist, saying to her, Caitlin, if you use your powers, they're gonna, get stronger and more aggressive. So what does Caitlin do? What does she do? She uses them. A goddamn scientist. The second, a good 3 seconds after her mother tells her, she has a hissy fit and smacks her hand on a table like a toddler. This is a world-renowned scientist who helped create the particle accelerator. Oh my God. And Cisco. Yeah, we get it. Your brother died. Okay? Yep, that would probably rock anyone to their core. But Cisco, oh my God. He just blames everything on Barry. He's like, yeah, Barry, you did the Flashpoint, so therefore you're the reason that, Andre, whatever his name, is dead. Yeah, I get how you could blame like Barry, but to be fair, he has saved your life quite a lot of times. So you think you'd be just just a little bit grateful. Your best friend, who is also a superhero, has saved your life multiple times. Not just like once or twice, almost every couple episodes. He has saved your lives and everyone's lives on the planet. Both of these two characters were some of my favorites in season 1 and 2. Cisco, in particular, he was hilarious. He was so awesome, like with his real crack humor. When you found out he had abilities from the particle accelerator as well, that was awesome. And then season 3, like early, when I found out that, or when everyone found out that Caitlyn got her powers, I was a bit skeptic, and I thought maybe they could do Killer Frost real cool. Like maybe she could just go rogue and like disappear for a few episodes, and then maybe come back and there'd be a real cool fight between Flash and like Vibe against Killer Frost. Except now, what do? Nah, she's good again. Like they make her go bad for like a whole 40 minutes, and then the last 2 minutes she's like, "Yeah, I can't kill you. I'm just gonna become good again." And they're like, "All right, cool." And then that's it. Like it was just so stupid. It's almost like, and that episode was directed by Kevin Smith, who last season directed The Runaway Dinosaur, the episode in which Barry was in the Speed Force, which is like one of my favorite episodes of the past 2 seasons. I don't know, these just 2 characters have been completely ruined, basically like everyone else. Season 3 is just absolutely rubbish so far.
So in conclusion, Season 3A is terrible. It has got horrible action, bad humor, and awful characters and plot. And that's why both of us can agree it is a 5 out of 10, and that's being generous. I hope they pick up the slack and focus on what the fans want to make this show actually decent. So this is what we thought of Season 3. We're going to be releasing a video in the next week of how we fix it and what we do with it. Also, please check out our other videos and like and subscribe. I'm Farmer.
And I'm Mossy.
And this is Magnanimous. Thanks for watching.